Phasmophobia has just released one of its biggest updates ever, the CHRONICLE update. At the heart of this is a complete rework of the media system, including a new piece of equipment, revamped photo rewards, and new challenges to complete. But that's not all. There are a ton of changes, big and small, that come with this update, and today I'm going to be taking you through every single one. So let's get right into it. The journal now contains space for 3 different types of media to be recorded. Instead of the previous photos section, media is now split into 3 different types: photos, videos, and sound recordings. Players can now take a maximum of 5 photos in an investigation instead of 10, and the rating system has been updated to encourage unique media captures, which I'll talk about more later in the video. On top of this, the types of photos that can now be captured have changed slightly. There are now 3 different types of ghost photos that can be gathered: physical, dots, and shadow. Yes, dots ghost photo is now its own photo again, and you can now also take a picture of an EMF reading on an EMF reader. On the other hand, some ghost interactions that used to count as photos have now been moved to video evidence. These are light switch touches, door movements, objects being thrown, disturbed salt, and ghost interactions with various objects, which encompasses things such as phones ringing and rocking chairs. The first new piece of media added in this update is video recordings. Like with the photos, there is space for you to take up to 5. These are rated in the exact same way as the photos are, and you take them using the video camera. The video camera is exactly the same as it was before the update. The equipment itself has not changed. They have just added a recording feature which you can access by holding down whatever your use button is. For me, this is right click, which I'm pretty sure is the default, so unless you've changed your controls, it will be right click for you as well. When the video camera detects something that can be recorded, it will show up on the screen and you can hit record. Just be careful. Timing is key. If the interaction or event ends before the loading button has completed its circle, the recording will not be saved. Trust me, I have had pretty bad luck with this so far, so it is just something that you have to get used to. Kinetic have already told us some of the things you can capture with the video camera, which are hunting ghosts, crucifixes burning, ghost orbs, thrown objects, doors moving, ghosts interacting with objects such as rocking chairs, light bulbs breaking, and ghosts blowing out candles. But these are not the only things that you can capture, and there are many more that they haven't revealed yet so that we can figure them out for ourselves. The second type of new media is directly linked to the newest piece of equipment, the sound recorder, which is exactly what it sounds like. Players can use the new equipment to capture up to 3 sound recordings per contract, which can be things such as singing ghost events, spirit box responses, and brand new paranormal sounds, some of which are very creepy but welcome additions to the game soundscape. The Tier 1 sound recorder is unlocked at level 4, while Tiers 2 and 3 are available at levels 39 and 60 respectively. All 3 of the media types I just covered will now be graded by the brand new unique rating system, which has replaced the star system. Different types of photos, videos, and sound recordings will now have a base value of either $5 or $10 depending on what was captured. Each capture will be branded as either unique or duplicate. Duplicates will be worth $1 or $2 depending on the original value, encouraging players to build up a diverse collection of media in their journal. In addition to this, using higher tiers of the photo camera, video camera, and sound recorder will reward players with an additional tier bonus per piece of media: $1 for using Tier 2 equipment and $2 for using Tier 3. And finally, media rewards are now included in the reward multiplier, meaning you can get a lot more money each round if you focus on filling your journal. Now, this does also mean that the requirements for a perfect game have changed, and it is now, in my opinion, a lot harder. As well as guessing the correct ghost and completing the optional objectives, you also need to completely fill your journal with unique captures. Having played the new update a bit, I can tell you that it takes a lot more patience than it used to, and it is definitely a lot harder for new players especially. So remember to take your time and try and just have fun with discovering all the new things you can record. The other part of this update, which was hinted at in Development Preview 19 at the end of last month, is an overhaul of the CCTV system, complete with a revamped back desk inside the truck, which you may have already seen in the background of this video. Instead of flicking through the cameras one by one, players can now view up to 5 live feeds at once, and the cameras are split into 3 different tabs: CCTV, video cameras, and head cameras, allowing you to distinguish between which type of footage you want to watch. There's a zoom in and zoom out feature, which I was very excited when I found it, as you can see, and you can also record footage from the safety of the van, which makes video types such as hunting ghost videos a lot more accessible, especially to newer players. Kinetic have also reviewed and slightly changed some of the optional objectives and in-game challenges, including the potential to now introduce unique non-seasonal challenges throughout the year, such as On Record, which ran this week. Other ideas for future challenges include increased XP events and equipment-focused challenges. As for the changes to optional objectives, there are now 4 new ones. Capture 3 unique photos with a photo camera, capture 3 unique videos with a video camera, capture 2 unique paranormal sounds with a sound recorder, and capture a video of a ghost. In addition to this, find evidence of paranormal activity with an EMF reader has now been changed to capture a photo of an EMF reading on an EMF reader. When it comes to the lobby, there have been a few visual changes. The most noticeable of these are the brand new trophies in the trophy cabinets. We now have a trophy for every single in-game achievement. Please ignore my missing Apocalypse trophy. I promise I will get to it soon. Just look at all the other ones. Look how cool they are. You also might have noticed that the board when you first load in looks different. The layout has changed slightly, but it functions pretty much the exact same way. We've got some cool background pictures over here for the different game modes, and down here you've got settings, credits, and the exit button. This button down here is to connect your Twitch account for Twitch drops. Until the 1st of July, you can earn this super cool Stream Sentinel ID card by watching 2 hours of a Kinetic partner on Twitch. Or if you miss this, the campaign will be available to all Twitch streamers playing Phasmo between July 1st and July 15th. For multiplayer rooms, you can now filter by playstyle and hardware preferences, as well as difficulty. The difficulty or custom multiplier, if you're playing on a custom difficulty, will now be visible to players browsing rooms. You can also rename custom difficulties now, which I am super excited about. And now for potentially my favourite addition of all in the whole update, you can finally review game stats after clicking off the board using the new debrief button. I cannot count how many times I've wished I could click back onto the board to look through the statistics because I either clicked off too fast or I forgot to check something, and now you can. The debrief button stays at the bottom of the board until you load into a new round, so even if you click off the board, you can click back on and look through the stats of the round you just played. Also, if you go into the shop, you will notice that a few items are now available at earlier levels. For example, Tier 3 crucifixes are now unlocked at level 80, and some equipment is grouped together, with the idea being that you can choose which upgrades to prioritize. There are some other small changes, such as those of you that play in VR can now grab doors from any position on the door instead of just the handle. Crucifixes now have a visual cooldown after preventing a hunt. Goryo has an increased chance of dots now, and Banshees can now change rooms. This is something that was discovered pretty recently, was that Banshees couldn't change rooms, but this has been changed, and Goryos, once again, are the only ghost that cannot change rooms. Banshees can. There's a full list of bug fixes and known issues that are included in the blog post on Kinetic's website, as well as the recent hotfix, which I have linked in the description for anybody that's interested. I wish I could have gone through all of those as well, but this video would have just been way too long. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more Phasmophobia content, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and go follow my Twitch. I stream Phasmophobia at least twice a week starting around 7 PM BST. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!